Honorable Speaker, as I commend my brother, Honorable Member for Dagoretti, for such a thoughtful motion. And Honorable Speaker, I am very intrigued with the proposal of a science museum. Honorable Speaker, it is true that we have allowed for too long our stories to be told by people who actually don't care much about our history. Honorable Speaker, a science museum will be a very, very important establishment for the future of this country and for the future, Honorable Speaker, of Africa, in terms of the advances that have been there since time immemorial on our advancement in science. And interestingly, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Kenje, who is in the arts, is the one who is proposing a museum for science. So it is very interesting. And Honorable Speaker, I believe this country has contributed a lot in the advancement of science in the world. Honorable Speaker, just the other day I was reading a book and found that one of the things that make what we call dirty genes was gotten from this country, somewhere in Naivasha, Honorable Speaker. But if you look and go around, you'll find the patent for such things is not in this country, but is somewhere in the US. Honorable Speaker, it is true that even our colonial history and the contributions of Kenyans and Africans in the colonial history was documented by the whites, but not by the people who actually were supposed to give the story, Honorable Speaker. And it is sad, it is not right, it is a big loss for, Honorable Speaker, our African culture, that even what we depend on is something that we are not coming from ourselves, but coming from people who actually visit this country. We have advancements even in gastronomy research being done in this country for years back. But Honorable Speaker, you will not find those things in the history because we don't have a science museum, Honorable Speaker. That is why I really commend this motion. I also want to say it has a lot of contribution in ensuring that we create a niche, a multi-million niche of research, and ensure that we also advance the technologies that have come from within and not depending mostly, Honorable Speaker, from what we get from without. We have a lot of interest in KEMRI. And Honorable Speaker, I feel that is one of the organizations that need to be well guarded. But Honorable Speaker, government really does not give much for KEMRI on research. It tells you why we have a very low output when it comes to science research, when we really need continuous research and embracement of research in terms of the problems that we face today in science, Honorable Speaker. We just had COVID the other day, and there was no much money that was put to see if we can even have our own medicine coming from our own institutions and from our own people, Honorable Speaker. And I believe for a country that is bombarded a lot with a lot of things from the West, Honorable Speaker, it is upon this National Assembly and upon this administration that is there today to ensure that we put resources to ensure we improve on the technologies that can actually help this country advance and continue being ahead. And I'm happy that today we are talking of AI. And interestingly, I heard KJ mention that with AI, we should be able to document even things from our past and ensure that they are well put together in a science museum, Honorable Speaker. I also want to say that this country has also not put a lot of effort in ensuring that we also are leading way on the research on artificial intelligence. We are waiting for others to do things, then we pick it up, Honorable Speaker. That's why you find even many of the applications and many of the things that are happening here today, we have embraced technologies from outside the country without empowering our own technological advancements here, Honorable Speaker. I believe all this can be said, but if there is no funding, deliberate funding, we will not be able to keep up with what is happening in the world. The world is moving too fast. And when it is moving too fast, there is need to put more efforts. While we encourage job tourism outside Kenya, Honorable Speaker, we should be able to have a strategy to retain some minds within Kenya for advancement of our own country and ensure that we are able to, we don't have a brain drain in terms of workforce. And Honorable Speaker, I believe this motion, this issue of science museum, Honorable Speaker, is something that needs to be actually supported. I support it 100%. And Honorable Speaker, say that government needs to do an extra thing and ensure that it funds science, deliberately fund science. Honorable Speaker, I was in the University of Nairobi, and many of the researches that are happening in our universities are being funded from the West. Belinda and Gates Foundation, and many other organizations that fund research in this country. And they fund and take it away. It is not remaining in this country. It is taken away to other countries, Honorable Speaker. It is sad, but I believe that it is upon us to ensure that we start taking research seriously. Research go hand in hand with the development of a nation. And Honorable Speaker, if you don't research, you don't develop. Today we are talking of AI. Tomorrow we are going to be talking of a different thing as the world is moving. Honorable Speaker, I rise and I support. Thank you.
Thank you, the Honorable Gideon.